Tonight, a restaurant in Third Ward that some say seems to be above the law.
We're talking about the Oyster Hut, a spinoff of the popular Turkey Leg Hut.
13 Investigates' Micah Hatfield has been trying to figure out for months how the Oyster Hut has avoided serious action from the city despite repeated citations.
Several people in the community reached out to us with concerns about this spot. One of those being that they tell us it feels like the Oyster Hut is being held to a different, lower standard than other businesses in the city, and they don't understand why. Since we started asking questions, the Texas Comptroller's Office and the Health Department put citations on the gate of the Oyster Hut restaurant.
For years, the now shuttered Turkey Leg Hut had lines of people down the sidewalk willing to face the heat to eat there. As the restaurant got wrapped up in lawsuits, the empire began to crumble and eventually closed down completely. One of the former owners, Lynn Price, started his own venture, the Oyster Hut. First, it was located in the parking lot directly across the street on Alameda from the original restaurant. Then it moved to 2010 Emancipation. The hut part of its name rings true. It's an outdoor space that's only partially covered, and only a gate with a padlock closes it off to the public. A number of people spoke off camera to 13 Investigates, expressing frustrations about how it's being run by the owners and how it seems to be untouchable by the city.
Health Department records show there have been repeated complaints against the Oyster Hut, at least 16 in the last year. In the inspectors' reports, they call this an illegal establishment and note that they don't have the right permits. They've gone as far as to shut them down several times, but then note in their follow-up inspection reports that the restaurant has just reopened on its own, still without permits.
One time, an inspector noted that during a conversation about their lack of permits, he was told by an Oyster Hut staff member that his own boss, someone higher ranking at the health department, would be calling the inspector. Now, police accompany health inspectors because they tell us there have been several hostile interactions. HPD has been involved themselves. In December, their vice unit arrested Price for serving alcohol without a permit. His charge was dropped 11 days later, court records citing there was no probable cause. 13 Investigates confirmed with the Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission, Houston Public Works, and the State Comptroller's Office that they don't have the right permits. Plus, the Comptroller's Office says they owe back taxes. When we were questioning the health department about it, a spokesperson told us the restaurant was closed, but their social media says otherwise. People familiar with the situation say the restaurant opens in the evenings after the city's inspectors are off work. They questioned how this has been able to go on for so long without any real repercussions. City agencies say because of how the ordinance is written, they don't have the authority to shut down businesses that are not in compliance. They can write an infinite number of citations. The health department acknowledged the limitations, but say they have engaged the city attorney's office and other partners to enforce closure of the restaurant.
13 Investigates has tried to reach the Oyster Hut for comment, but they blocked members of our team on social media. They blocked me on Instagram before I ever even reached out to them when I was just questioning the city. We stopped by the restaurant different days, different times of the day, hoping to find someone, but they were never open. We called people listed on citations as being the manager, and they told us they weren't with the restaurant anymore. Micah Hatfield, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Oyster Hut owner and former Turkey Leg Hut owner Lynn Price is currently being held without bond on Fed charges. He's accused of paying several people to blow up Bar 5015 on Alameda 5 years ago. He's pled not guilty to those charges.